Yeah, I'll do this video quickly while it's on my mind. I'm red because it's cold, I'm wearing a thick jumper, and I had to get out of the biggest tourist trap ever, I think, in the world I've ever been to. Definitely, right, straight off the bat, Terracotta Warriors, is it worth seeing? It is worth seeing, yeah. I think if it was like a lesser pyramid or anything other than the greatest cathedral in the world, but almost comparably second in this environment, i.e. in China, with the highest level of, you could say, like consumerism and materialism and plasticity of all time, I would not go. But because it's so unique, the thing that makes you know it was worth visiting is when you're just like, yeah, it's pretty cool. So definitely worth going to. All of the information online, which is why I hope anyone that's interested is watching this video, as of March 2025, it's March 12th today, all of that information is redundant, it's wrong. Everything you find, no matter what VPN you log in with, no matter how mainstream the website is, all the information is wrong. Let me flip the camera around. So this is the 306 bus. Now, all of the 306 buses I saw from 7 AM up until this point now, which is it's 8:45. It took me exactly, basically 2 hours in there. All the buses are double deckers that I've seen. So all these little videos that you see about green buses or whatever, they're red or they're blue. Maybe they come in other colours as well, but they're all English style double decker buses, probably recycled from London. The first piece of information that's wrong, the buses don't go from Xi'an train station anymore. Central train station, they don't go, at least the public buses don't go. I was there a few days ago, and for like hours on end I walked around asking people. Turns out that all the photos provided on those little blogs you see, and they update the blogs whereby they change the year. The year that they were actually written was probably 2019 to 2021. It's just they get money from clickbait users, all the AdSense revenue, so they keep just updating it to 2025. Most of those bloggers probably never even visited Terracotta Warriors in the first place. It's just their profession is scamming people, and it's just a consistent trend of just essentially mirroring information, representing it, reformatting it, essentially information that they find from like years back from people that actually went, and of course things get updated in that period. The actual train station in Xi'an now, the Central Railway one, the one closest to the historic centre, has been completely revamped, and it's being revamped as we speak. Literally, you know, the tar is fresh on the pavement. So and that's what I was told, like everything that used to be there, those little buses that you see in the videos from like 7, 8, 9, 11 years ago on YouTube, none of that exists. There's no 306 bus anymore. So the 306 bus goes from, let me try and pronounce this, Fengzicheng or Fangzicheng station, which is a subway station. And if you look at the map, there is on the map a bus station directly behind the subway station, which is called, at least on Google and A-Maps, which I use, Xi'an East Bus Station. Right? If you go on blogs, if you go on the internet, people have also called it Feng or Fang Zi Cheng Bus Station. 306 doesn't go from there. I don't even know if that place exists still. It's irrelevant. It doesn't go from there. The only piece of information that was actually accurate on blogs was people that did take 306 from this place, and they said they had to exit via the exit route A. That is correct. I arrived via taxi. I left the historic centre, the Muslim quarter where the Great Mosque is, and I left at 6 AM, and my DD taxi didn't work. I added my card, it wouldn't accept it. There didn't seem to be any cash option, it has to be Alipay or WeChat. The estimated price at that time was 27.1. I just got in a yellow cab that happened to have his engine on there, and it came to exactly 30. The guy was super friendly, very, very kind, and he directed me on where to go. And when I got into the station, this is another thing that you remember a lot of times in China, you've got to go, even though buses you logically assume are on ground level, which they are, everything goes under the metro route, especially if it's for things that are being directed in and around the periphery of a metro station. So just go into the metro, just go underground, there's going to be people there, even at those early hours, it's functioning. My taxi got there at about 6:45. First bus was supposed to be 7 a.m, so I imagine I was on the first bus. In fact, it was 7 a.m, sorry, because there was a placard. Well, I'll get to that in a second. But it's so confusing, you know, you won't have any idea where you are when you're there unless you've been there before. It's not a clear and concise place. You will see an A if you look around, so do follow that, but at the same time, the A's seem to go in two different directions. There was a tourist information service there though, functioning with a young enough guy. He didn't speak English, but if you have Google Translate, just ask him which way if you're unsure, and that's what I did. He directed me. And when you exit route A, you end up on another side of the station that you probably arrive the opposite from where you'd ordinarily arrive. Not necessarily, but ordinarily if you input on your taxi app to the subway station, or you just direct the taxi driver to where you want to go. But either way, you'll find yourself on a street which doesn't have any notable directions for specific bus services to specific areas of the city. It's just buses are pulling up, different colours, different sizes, different ages, hovering around. But the best thing you can do, pull out your phone, just ask people with 306. I went up to a little guy on an electric scooter taxi and I asked him 306 and he just went straight, which wasn't particularly helpful. So then I went to a shop, double checked, and the lady was super nice. She just came straight out and just again mimicked exactly what the previous guy did and just said straight. And I did see a few kind of buses hovering around there, green ones. And that's what you should look out for actually, because the route that the 306 is intertwined with, or the set of routes, i.e. the stop that it's at, is shared with a load of green buses that begin with 2s. So yeah, it's probably from when you get out on the right hand side 35 meters, 50 meters max, and it's not even, there's no, shelter. It's just a space of 3 meter wide paving blocks with a vertical sign with a series of buses. The 306 is the last one, and that's it. That is the stop. Buses just pull up to the side, hang around for 20-30 seconds and then depart. And like I said, this is the 306 where I am now. This is to my right there, where that signage indicates, is the Terracotta Warrior, the worst complex I've ever seen in my life. Like, genuinely, it is that bad. Imagine Disneyland at 10% of the price, abandoned after COVID, and then not recovering at all. It's 2025 now. There must be in there, we're going to head off really loud in a second, so I'll wrap up. There must be in there, upwards of 5,000 different restaurants. The place is bare empty. It just has a whole abandoned feel to it. Even the actual complex itself, the actual exhibition centres and the museums and all the infrastructure, not gearing towards the retail and the getting you involved with purchasing crap that you don't need. But the actual official stuff is just so abandoned. Some of it hasn't been updated for 50, 60 years. Bearing in mind how much they're making each day, we're talking, they're probably making $500 million a year. Income from both the revenue streams from the restaurants and stuff, and then the tickets, at least $500 million a year. And has any of it been invested back in? No. And even the actual exhibition states, the exhibition kind of compounds and the exhibitions within pit 1 to 3, where the warriors and the terracotta ornaments are supposedly buried. It's it just seems like it's made for tourists. It's all fake and it hasn't been touched. It's just collecting dust. I think they pay some people to like shovel dirt from one side to the other, I mean, I'm not even suggesting that that might be the case. It absolutely is the case. No work has been done on that for about 40, 50 years. There's no archaeology going on there. I promise you that. Nothing's been touched since the inception of that. So I'll leave it at that before the ticket person comes up. But yeah, the ticket on the bus is 5-1. You'll get 2 tickets. One is a 3 and one is a 2. But that's just, you're going to the last stop. And yeah, when you depart, I already stated that's where you. Thank you very much. Oh, the centre. Last stop. Yeah, the subway. I think is it Fangzicheng?
Fangzicheng.
Ah, yeah, this place. Thank you very much. So yeah, this is the stop now where you return. So essentially, where you see this green bus now, this green bus here, I can show you. This is perfect timing. That's not the bus. But where he's just walked past, literally where that blue is, there's not even a stop there. The bus just pulled up and we had to hop over the fence. That was the final stop. So then you want to backtrack to where the silver bus is in front and the little crowd of people are crossing the road, and you want to just go right to where they've just come from. And likewise on your return, the bus I'm on now, you can see where I've basically just come from. So you want to take a left out of here, walk up there, and you'll see not even a proper stop, but some buses will be there. So this is just a fragment of the monstrosity that is that site. Like I say, it is definitely worth going to because it's so unique. And actually, to be honest, pit 1, which is the major pit, the first instance that you see them, you're elevated. And more elevated than you'll be in any of the other complex, or in any other complex tool, pit 1 to 3. It's the first instance that you see the Terracotta Warriors. That's the best bit. That literally the first door you go through. That's the best. There's no better view after that. That's it. So really, take your time there. That's the best spot. I would also add that, again, another thing, the blogs are completely bullshit. They're all wrong. They say get up super early, because tourists are going to be flocking there thereafter, and you want to beat the crowds. That's why I know these people have never gone there, because I've just left at 10:35 and no one is entering, as you've seen. People are just exiting. No one is entering the complex now. 10:35, no one. At 8:30, I was the first person there when the ticket opened. At 8:27, she opened early. One ticket counter opened the doors because everybody else has pre-bought their tickets and everybody else is in groups. I would say 96% of people there are in giant tour groups, and they're all there at 8 o'clock before it even opens, already queuing up in the barriers. Was the queue crazy long? No, it literally still took maybe 5 minutes to pass through because there's a series of kind of queuing lanes, and they're all full, but it was really, really fast to get through. But that's the busiest I've seen it the entire time. After 8:30, 9 o'clock, it all fizzles off, and when I left, no one was coming in. So really, just come later, just at 10:30, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Today's a Wednesday, I imagine it's the same, at least Tuesday to Friday. I know Monday traditionally in a lot of socialist countries can often be a busy time. I can't verify that for China. So, but during the week, if there's anything like Wednesday, just don't go at 8:30. Was it super busy? No. Was it busy enough that it was bothersome? You had to go around people. Yes, it was. Like I said, I was literally the first person there to buy a ticket. The ticket counter, there was only 3 of us in total queuing for a ticket. It took 2 seconds. The price was 121. I know some of the blogs and the internet searches are saying 150. It was 120. And yeah, super efficient. It took seconds. There was no one queuing to buy physical tickets. Everyone had already paid for them. They're all using their Chinese IDs to go through. So again, my recommendations would be take the 306. You don't have to get up super early at all. Go later in the day, early afternoon. That would be perfect, I think. And that way you can also get a public bus to the station instead of having to rush yourself as I did and get a taxi. The only, I guess, notable thing that might change is there might be a little bit more traffic during the day, but from what I've seen in and around Xi'an, walking around, it doesn't seem like it's a particularly super crazy busy place. And the way the traffic lights work, I think everything is coordinated, so you're always, you know, you can't accelerate too far beyond, you know, the lights determine how long it takes for you to get to the station. Anyway, my phone started to lag, so I hope I really emphasised all that. It's 5-1 there, 5-1 back. I only got one ticket on the way back. I got, which says 5. It was a 3 and a 2, which is the same thing on the way there. There was hardly anyone on the bus on the way there, and there's hardly anyone on the bus now. So really I would recommend maybe getting up 9, making your way here for 12 o'clock. Took 2 hours in total, I think that's more than enough time. The museum exhibition was frankly absolutely appalling. I'm assuming everything that was discovered has, for the most part, been pillaged. There are a few, we're told, gold ornaments and some ornaments of caliber and stature. Who knows if they're replicas or not? But the actual quantity, there was really nothing there. I know there are other museums probably, and in and around China I'm sure there's lots of artifacts that are shared in different cities. That may be the case, but all the exhibition space there was like something from a tacky theme park from the 1980s. It was really, the standard was shocking. What you're going for, to reiterate, and it is worth it, is to see the Terracotta Warriors in Pit 1. The first glimpse you get of them in that elevated plateau, that's the best spot. Really. I mean, you can just go, you'll see, you can fast track your way through the rest. It's really, there's not much else to see. First is the best. And yeah, I hope this information helped. Don't listen to any of the blogs. You can't go from Xi'an Central Station as of March 12th. It all goes, all the public services begin from the place I'm butchering the name of, which is, I think, Fengzi Sheng or Fanzi Sheng. But yeah, cool. I hope that helped.